With the community participants, you've seen some of their responses to their involvement on the documentary. As part of the pilot, we invited audiences to participate in an intrinsic impact survey using the toolkit developed by the Australia Council with Alan Brown. And detailed data from this won't be available until after the second pilot tour goes out later this year. But there was a really high take-up rate. Between 40 and 50% of the audience in every single venue returned the survey, which all the venue managers found quite phenomenal. And it's clear from a preliminary look at the forms that many people did attend the performance, in part because they had some contact with one of the engagement activities, and also that a really high percentage said that the performance experience exceeded their expectations, which, given that we're talking about a form that most of them are very unfamiliar with, I thought was a real positive. The project engaged with 22 regional artists, regionally based artists, and as you heard, one of our next ambitions was to increase the capacity of those artists to practice within their community. So in Bunbury, where the performance poet was engaged to create a curtain raiser, working with a local choreographer and dance teacher, they'd never met before, but they've gone on to make several projects together since and develop a quite solid working relationship. And actually I was told this week by Joel, the venue manager at Bunbury Entertainment Centre, that the poet actually, after this project, quit her job at Officeworks and committed to trying to follow her artistic practice full time, and has invested in some more formal training in performance. Certainly not an outcome we necessarily expected. A number of presenters were impressed with the success of recruiting local artists to lead and implement the engagement projects, and are now considering allocating marketing budget resources in a similar way for future projects of their own outside the pilot tour. The company on the road, the touring artists, there was 4 performers, the director and 2 production staff. They completely committed to making the engagement strategies work. So there was really buy-in at every level across all the many, many partners in this complex project. So they, at the point where the engagement strategy intersected with the company, one of the performers commented in our debrief that it would have been a totally different season if audience engagement hadn't been part of the tour. It was totally essential and gave a platform for us to engage on a deeper level after the show with the audience. It was the cherry on the cake. So the company had more meaningful engagement with the communities. Before the tour began, we conducted a baseline survey with all the presenters, which asked for some information about what their current or recent past practices in community engagement were, if any, and also asked them to give us their audience target